Hey, what up, fam? So, if you've been following the page, you know I've been loving me some Kena Bridge of Spirits. But while that game is a gorgeous adventure, I got to a point where it just pissed me off. Pissed me off! So I decided to take a little break from that and get into Square Enix's Guardians of the Galaxy, and I am happy with the decision. There is one glaring weakness I've noticed in my time with the game, having to deal with the extremely long combat encounters. But overall, it's as exciting, hilarious, and heartful as any of the Marvel films with the soundtrack to boot, and it really makes you feel like one of the crew. So let's get into Guardians of the Galaxy, which could be a game of the year. And yeah, sometimes I just sit at the main screen and listen to the music as it cycles through. Okay, review time.
That thing is ridiculous. Think it was a ship or a robot?
That's a Kree Sentry, a robot, but it would have...
At first glance, the Guardians of the Galaxy game may seem familiar as it borrows from the best parts of other games. It has the vivid, beautiful, and destructive environments like the Tomb Raider series, team building and cooperative combat like the Mass Effect series, and story decisions you make that can branch off into different story outcomes like Life is Strange or a Telltale game.
You know, because of the explosions and me and you and everything we went through back in the war.
But through all of that, it still manages to be a unique planet-hopping adventure that I could not get enough of.
Massive team effort.
Were you there?
I contributed to the war effort differently.
Pirating?
Raiding, which is, you know, the good kind of pirating.
So, the story is not something I want to give away too much because it's better if you go into it not knowing what to expect. But as you can probably guess, it involves the Guardians screwing up and then having to fix things with the fate of the galaxy in the mix. It really does feel like you're playing through a Marvel movie with all the comedy, adventure, gravitas, and soul. And that's really where this game excels. It's not necessarily with the combat gameplay, which I will be sure to get into later, but it's more so the interaction with your team that makes this game a winner.
Just use these to keep us super soldiers in line. They'd press a big, fun red button and zap! Instant obedience.
Holy crap. Rocket.
Okay, so now it's time for me to admit I was not high on this game at all when it was first announced. I thought it looked visually dated and that playing solely as Peter Quill would be boring. You know, I wanted it to be a co-op game. So I was wrong. For one, it is beautiful on the PS5. Various color palettes are used to give a wide dynamic range across many environments that you'll see. There's great attention to detail, especially when you make your way to the planet Nowhere, where everything, it's just vivid. And even some of the cutscenes are rendered in a way that you can tell is only possible on this generation of consoles.
But at least she's in a better place now. Right?
I was also wrong about playing solely as Peter Quill. Not only do you get to explore his childhood, which gave this brother all the feels, but again, that interaction you have with your crew has vibes of my all-time favorite game, Mass Effect 2.
Anything happens, Gamora will jump in after you.
I will?
You will?
Walking around your ship and talking to them between missions.
It's a toothbrush for cleaning teeth!
You put my nail brush in your mouth?
Gamora!
Yelling at whoever keeps leaving the fridge open.
Don't forget to close the fridge!
Blasting your favorite 80s song. Hyping yourself up before you go on missions. And just getting to know each other.
Without them and the tree fighting nobly beside us, we would not be alive right now.
I told you, they're not bad people just because they have a bad past. Life is complicated, Drax. Things are never simple.
On Katath, it was. I had a family that I cherished and a certainty about life that I no longer possess.
It's those personal moments with this team that's growing to be your family. That's what this game is all about.
First, let me just say it's really cool that you've heard of us, right, guys?
Okay, so beautiful graphics, check. Memorable characters and story, check. Heartfelt moments with your new family.
I can see the parts come and go from my cage.
I didn't mean to open old wounds.
Most of them are just scars now anyways.
Check. But is it actually fun to fight your way through this game as Star-Lord? It's not the best, and in a lot of cases lasts way too long. Combat in this game consists of you using your element guns to shoot enemies while simultaneously giving your crew commands. The issue is the controls can get clunky as you have to focus on a target, choose a crew member that you want to attack, and then select one of 4 attacks for that crew member to use. I guess with muscle memory it could become bearable, but it is not helped by the very poor auto-aim in this game. There have been too many times where my reticle locks onto a target I do not want it to lock onto, causing me to attack an enemy I don't want to attack. It's even worse when you're using Peter's element guns, as you can't easily switch from one target to another. On top of that, combat is just so very repetitive, especially in the beginning. All you can do is hold the right trigger until the enemy dies. And these encounters last way too long. There's a chapter in this game, I believe it's chapter 10 of the story, where there was just wave after wave of enemies coming, and I actually gave an audible moan. I mean, seriously, the repetition is ridiculous. And it got to a point where I was annoyed with the combat encounters because they got in the way of the story, which was much better. It's kind of a problem when playing through the game is the least compelling part of the game. The best part of it, I guess, is the huddle feature, when you can call your teammates over and give them all a boost. But I only say that because after a successful huddle, you get some rad music. So, in the end, Guardians of the Galaxy is a fun time. Please don't let what I said about the combat deter you. Again, it is passable, and it gets a little bit better as you get closer to the end. It's just that's not the main draw here.
0.4 clicks. 0.5 clicks. 0.6 clicks.
There's lots to explore, discover, and unlock during your 18-hour playthrough. It's beautifully written, beautifully designed, beautifully scored, and filled with memorable characters and moments. The superb voice acting and script really bring these beloved characters to life, and the moments you share with your crew makes me want this adventure to never end. Your Small Couch Review score for Guardians of the Galaxy, the video game, is a 4 out of 5.
And we're laughing. That's good.
It's perfect. This is us. This is how we park.
Well, this is how Quill parks anyways.
We were not fated to die this day. Unless, of course, Fin Fang Foom devours us whole.
Hey, whoa, we gotta find him first.